If you don't know what Root to Rise is about, I thought I'd give you a little bit of a show and tell. So I'm Chandra Lynn, the author, and Root to Rise is a kind of a term that's used in yoga a lot. It's about rooting down into the root system of your life to rise up to your fullest potential. And the ultimate goal is to use it to learn how to love life, even when it's messy, even when it's hard, even when it's complicated, even when, you're down. So there's things, tools, and tricks that you can learn in this book to help you out. I'm calling it a soulful guide to living with balance, purpose, and fulfillment. And these aren't just words. There are actually tools in here to teach you how to balance your root system. There's 5 roots of life I'll tell you about. Find your purpose, because sometimes we really need our why to keep going. And when we have a purpose that is tied to kind of our meaning in life, our why to keep going, then we can create fulfillment. And fulfillment is really being on your path, on your mission, aligning with your true nature. So that's kind of what this book is generally about. I'm a certified transformation coach through the Robbins Madonnas training program. And I dedicated this book to my son, Kai. I'm really hoping it's a legacy book that will live on. And here's the table of contents. It starts with phase 1, your root system, and you learn about your 5 roots of life: health, family, relationships, career, and friends. And then you learn about 6 human needs that are driving your life decisions and, really kind of responsible for how you've been fulfilling your needs and how that's turning out into affecting the quality of your life. What you do is you go through this process of learning about your needs and seeing how you've been applying them to your different root areas of life. And there's a lot of aha moments that you can get just by, reading these first 2 parts. But then there's, once you know about them, what you're going to do about it, how to clear away anything that is keeping you stuck, and, getting all these emotional traps and everything that we can fall into. So it's really about clearing your path to the next step, which is phase 2, resilience. That's about how we manage our emotions. And there's a lot in here about breaking depressive patterns and learning how to, have emotional fitness in relationships and how to use our emotions for a guidance system. And then this whole area about elements, what this basically means is that, each one of these signifies important things that are going on in our life, whether we're going through a lot of change. It could be life transitions, could be moving, changing jobs, identity shifts, all kinds of things like that. Storms of life are, things that are happening like, with outside forces really coming into that you have to navigate that aren't necessarily easy to weather. And crashing waves really relates to grief and loss. And pressure systems are just like the daily stresses that we have, and just kind of how we can release what's holding us back in order for us to rise to our fullest potential, and kind of how to move forward from there onto phase 3, which is the fun part, your rise. Like how do you connect to yourself authentically? What different aspects we've been showing about ourselves, if we're, fronting in any way, like putting on masks, why we do that, how to boost our self-confidence, how to lighten up. I mean, there's just so many things in here about intimacy and authenticity and friendships and relationships, and it's just such a good, juicy chapter. And then we move on to balancing our root system on a day-to-day basis and bringing in a lot of tools for that. And then finally mapping our rise. So I wanted to show you a couple of really cool things. So, like I said, it's about our root system. So it models after this tree of life and, a tree pose in yoga. And then there's a whole framework that I want to share with you. And actually, I'm going to go to the back of the book, I think, to do that, because I think it does a good job here with this final infographic where you learn about your root system, about your needs, about how to clear them, how navigating emotions. Basically, this framework models this whole book. So we're building this out together as we go, and you're rooting down, connecting in with the taproot, which is your why, And then it mirrors, you know, as above, so below. So if you have a healthy root system, then you have healthy branches, and ultimately you end up with, here it's shown as little hearts. These are like little fruits of your labor. And that is also represented by the cover. The fruit on the cover, it's not a gardening book, you know, it's a book about what it looks like to be at our fullest fruition. You know, the fruits of our labor means that we are so healthy that we have things that we give back, that we give out into the world. And that's what the metaphor is all about, is, you know, building this really healthy tree so that we can rise to our fullest potential and give back. So there's a real framework here in these three different phases. And you also end up with a map that you can use, and I'll show you what that looks like if I can quickly find it. Bear with me here. Let's see, here it is. So you end up with this worksheet where you know, go through all these exercises in the book to get to the point of answering this. And I give my answers here as an example so that you can take this map into your life and update it as you go in order to, you know, break through any obstacles and keep yourself on this path. Keep this as a North Star so that you can rise to your higher purpose and reach, you know, the goals and aspirations that you have for yourself in a way that's super rooted and balanced and healthy for your life and for people around you. So I hope that convinces you to check this book out. It's really in the center of my world right now. It's my most heartfelt offering, and I just love to offer it to you. It's available in my TikTok shop and my glowliving.etsy.com store. I have these stickers that I put in, and I also put in a keepsake bookmark for you. So this actually also is promoting a companion workbook that I'm working on that will be coming out soon. So grab it while you can, and it's on sale for 25% off right now for a signed copy. So I'll sign this for you, and it can be added to your collection. So I look forward to hearing from you, any questions you have about it, and, you know, any ideas that you have on how to collaborate. Thanks so much.